Yeah, so I'd just like to welcome everybody. On behalf of myself, Richard, and thank you guys for coming. I'll introduce yourself, Carlos, Hannah, and Macy, for just being a part of this and sharing your experience. And yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
So who wants to go first?
Yeah, so I just wanted to gather a group of local black people within the LGBT community, just to talk about the things that we experience and our shared experience as such, existing in this minority community as a minority community. Yeah, give us a wee bit of a platform to talk. We all have different experiences. We all kind of share those same things.
Yeah.
I think we can talk about the same things as well, like people touching our hair and the craft.
That's my one.
Right, yeah. As soon as you mention it, each one of us kind of lit up there. I think about 10 different experiences this week's probably flashback. It's so odd as well because it doesn't seem like a big deal as such. Like when someone's like, "Can I touch your hair?" and they're being nice to you.
Yeah, I think people just think it's like different. Do you know what I mean? It's like the texture. Obviously, it's beautiful, and people just see it and they're like, "I want this," you know. But it's so important for us to be like, "This is not okay," you know.
And even how we feel in those moments, like when we do say that's not okay, and people call us out for it, and be like. What do you mean? Do you think I'm dirty or is there something wrong with my hands? You're just like, I just don't know you.
I just don't know you. Exactly. They wouldn't do it to a white person, you know, you wouldn't just go up and like start playing with someone's hair. You know, why does that make that acceptable for people to do it to us? It's not acceptable. You know, even if you ask, I'm still like,
what? To why?
Exactly.
Yes.
Why do you want to do it?
Why you want to do it? I'm like that.
Weirdo.
I personally think it's quite rude and quite unhygienic.
Yeah.
So I don't really want people touching my hair because I don't know where their hands have been.
Yeah.
And there's other ways to come forward towards it. Like you can ask or just say, "Oh, your hair looks lovely. May I touch?" And then of course shut them down quickly the way I would usually do. And growing up in going to school, I kind of started letting my friends do it just because I was quite uncomfortable and I wanted to fit in, and I didn't know how to stand up to them and say, "That's not okay. I don't want that," because in certain situations there would be like tons of them just around me touching, just feeling, because they would feel like one's okay to do it, so we're all gonna do it at the same time.
Yeah.
And that was really traumatic for me because and then since then, now that I've let my hair grow into dreads, I don't let anyone touch me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think like since becoming like an adult, like I've become a lot more standoffish. Like if people, you know, approach me and want to touch my hair, I'm a lot more like, you can't do that. Whereas when I was younger and like just this wee kid like running around with this big mad afro, I find it so difficult to say you can't do that, because obviously if it's an adult, you feel like, you know, they're the person, you know, they are the authoritative person, and you know, they're obviously in the right. But as you get older, it starts to become a lot like, this is not okay. It starts to become a lot more clear.
I don't feel
comfortable
okay,
with this.
and I never felt okay, and I just wanted to have friends. So
Definitely.
and now here we are, and I have to address it in my adult life. I'm like, guys, you know, that was racist.
But it's definitely something that it stands out from other people. Other people look at us and they see our features and they love it. They love it. They want it. Yes. I have two little sisters, and one's Ashley and the other one's Crystal. Ashley's 10 and she has this massive afro, like this curly big afro, and she's going into school, and I am sitting there telling her, okay, if people want to touch your hair, you just say no. And the best way I've found to get her to say it, I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a trend on TikTok, it's like this video, it's like, "Hey, don't touch me there, this is my no-no square." So I told her that, and I told her that. So anytime someone comes up to you and just asks you, "Can I touch your hair?" just go, "Hey, don't touch me there, this is my no-no square." And then just go away, run away, so you don't owe anyone an explanation, just do it.
I'm definitely going to start doing that.
Doing that, yeah, it's a good way. It's just, it's good to start them young like that. Because it just gets them more confident to be able to speak up in certain situations.
I mean, it's like what you said, you know, once one person does it, they all do it.
Yeah.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that links to everything. Like if one person says the N-word, then they all start saying it.
Yeah.
If they all start touching your hair, they all start touching your hair. It's like it's a chain reaction. They all think it's acceptable when it's not.
They become comfortable with racism because they've just seen it happening as such. They're happy enough to do it and make us feel like that because they think they have the right as such.
You're mentioning the N-word. Have you experienced that any recently?
Recently, well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, obviously not as much recently, like with the whole pandemic and stuff. Like, you're not out.
Yeah.
Like in bars and clubs and whatnot. But like that would be the main place. I don't know about you guys, but like, you like just
People
see them saying the word, and you're like, okay, like you should be saying it. You shouldn't even sing it in the song.
Or they say it and then they look at you.
And they look at you
And
like,
wait for a
what
reaction.
is wrong?
It's like you're going to call them out or if you're going to just let them away with it as such.
Like with a lot of people, like, I don't know, like I think anxiety takes over when you don't say anything because you're like, oh, what's going to happen again? Like this is like quite dangerous because then like it can get physical or it can get like.
It's like we can't blend in what racists can. So if we're in a room full of a bar full of 50 white people, I don't know which one of them actually are downright racist. It's going to follow me home and beat me up.
That's a really good
I've
point.
spoke up on the issue. We don't get the opportunity to blend in, but the racists do. So when it comes to those moments, and we have to call them out. We don't have to call them out actually, but when we do, we put ourselves at great risk of physical harm, emotional harm. Like it's traumatizing.
Yes. Definitely. Like anytime I hear that word, my ears just prick up like immediately. I just think it's like totally inappropriate. And I find like even a lot of, friends that I've had in the past as well find it acceptable to use that word. And when I was younger, I found it so difficult to address it there and then because I just thought, as you say, I don't want to lose friends over this, but it really, really hurts, and I think it's so important for us to recognize that is not okay and just to tell our truth and to tell people this is not okay. It's not even our job to tell them that it's okay. They should know already. But
the reason it's not okay as well is every time that word is used by a white person, it's either a painful memory or a weapon used against us. Every single time. It doesn't matter their intentions, it doesn't matter whether they're singing it along, it's been used as a weapon against us previously, and we'll always remind us of those times. And we've all been to school, we've all heard it as a slur. Like,
definitely.
Not just singing along in songs and not just I'm my nigga.
I know.
I'm not even your friend.
No, school was definitely like the worst. I think just when you're at that kind of awkward age between like being an adult and being a child, and people are kind of trying to push the boundaries. Like it's almost like people just want to test you. Like, is this okay to use around you? It's never okay. Like it's literally never okay.
And then when you call it out, you just get painted as aggressive, or I don't know why they're being so offended. Because you offended me. What do you mean?
I know.
I've had friends who, in previous occasions, I thought it was okay to say the word and then be like, oh, but I have black friends. So does that make it okay for you to say that? If you say that in front of me, what are you saying behind my back? That's what I usually think. So I've started to address the problem, and since then I haven't really been affected since leaving school. Leaving school was probably the best thing because school just brings a lot of bad memories growing up, getting detention for haircuts, for shaving my hair, getting detention for oh god, I think that's sorry. Moving on, go ahead.
Well, it's literally I literally had the same experience in school. Like, I don't know what I did to my hair, if it was short or if it was long, it was an issue. My hair was too long, it was too messy and distracting the other students.
That's ridiculous.
Where I would bring up that people get throwing chewing gum in my afro, and the teachers were like, do you think you need to cut your hair then? Like, do you think you need to deal with the racist children?
I know. That's terrible. I used to have people sticking pens in my hair. If people putting pens in, like, how many pens can we put in your hair at once?
Or did you ever have people put in your hair and be like, can you feel that? Obviously it's my roots attached to my hair.
Duh.
Or the worst one is do you wash your hair?
Oh my god.
Or dreads.
Yeah.
or long. Yes, just because you have dreads doesn't mean that our hair is dirty.
Like,
Yes.
That's the negative connotation that comes from white people's dreads, because white people's hair doesn't mat up. It mats up, it doesn't dread like our hair. Our hair spirals and coils into this shape. It just effortlessly grows out of our roots like this. I'm sure you find it as well.
Yeah.
You don't really have to maintain it anymore.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah.
Your hair spirals and does it.
Yeah.
People's hair don't do that.
Our hair is also not as oily as white people's hair. That's why they have
Yeah.
to wash it
Mhm.
more often, like pretty much every day. While I have dreads, I don't wash my hair. I wash my hair twice a week,
Yeah.
and
That is
that's
such a
for
perk
me.
though.
That is healthy for me.
Such a treat.
Yeah.
It really is.
That is so healthy for me
I
because
swear to God, this is the nicest thing that's ever happened. It just takes the pressure off. They took these out like maybe 2 years ago and had an afro for about 6 months. It was so hard.
Yeah.
Twisting and washing and just
Yeah.
setting it nice.
Mm.
And then even people touching it and they're like, I spent 2 hours making this right. And like your hands on it.
But then why is it that we're seen as like dirty? Like, why is it that people are like, do you wash it? Like, why are we seen as dirty?
It's a microaggression. It's
Yeah.
racism. It's them
Yeah.
being like calling us dirty in general
Yeah.
and questioning our hygiene because they don't believe that we are hygienic. It's racism.
Mm.
It's dehumanizing. It's a way to put them on a pedestal above us. It's cleaner, and I know they don't necessarily mean it in that sense. That's exactly what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
it's impact over intention.
Yeah.
I don't think they always understand what they're doing, but that doesn't take away from us understanding and the pain it causes us.
Yeah.
They say those things or do those things. I'm saying they, and when I mean white people. Let's call a spade a spade. It's all white people.
That is true. Like,
That's-
it sounds terrible, but like I've got to a stage now where I find it so difficult to talk to white people about my experiences with racism because it literally is, it's not something that affects them, and I don't know if I'm going to have, you know, the same sort of level of compassion back as if I was talking to a black person, and that's the truth, you know, and I'm not afraid to say that.
The compassion we give when we talk about homophobia or sexism. like,
Exactly.
we're compassionate, we're empathetic, we
Mhm.
understand. They never understand.
Yeah.
And it's always like when we're talking and they start debating or asking us questions, and you're like, you should only be listening right now. You
Yeah.
have nothing to say on this.
Mhm.
I am right. I don't even care.
Yeah, I know. It is. It's really strange. Like, I don't know. I just find that just being like it's actually like strange just being in this kind of environment as well at the same time, because like I have grown up to like just a white mother. Like the majority of my friends are white. You know, being a minority in such a small city, it's not very often that you come across people where you can have these kind of conversations. So like, I love doing things like this. Like I think this is
And
amazing.
that's what I was hoping for in this is we already have the answers amongst ourselves. We don't need to do this either.
Just need to
Mhm.
talk about it.
But
Yeah.
the space for us to be safe and we talk about our experiences amongst ourselves, because it's the only way we'll ever be safe, is
Yeah.
if it is just amongst ourselves.
Mhm.
No matter what, when we're chatting, if there was a white person sitting here, it would no longer be a safe space for us,
Yeah.
because we would have to police our language, we have to police how we talk,
Mhm.
how we address the things, to almost stroke their white fragility as such.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a racist, I am never throw a rock at a black person, but I've said the N-word in a club, like, so we are a racist. So we are a
Exactly.
racist.
I
It's
know.
not an attack. to
That's
say
where I just
people
stop
are
listening. I'm like,
racist.
la 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 la. I just can't hear anymore.
Yeah.
But I think this is nice. Like, I hope this is, you know, the start of some kind of black community within even Northern Ireland,
A
you
new
know.
movement, I
A
see.
new movement.
new
Oh, I
movement.
love that.
I
think that's
Get the
really
copyright.
nice.
Get the copyright in there.
Exactly. What he's doing after this.
We're gonna do like a wee get together, figure it out amongst ourselves.
Definitely.
As you were talking about being a minority, I was born and raised in Portugal. I moved here when I was about 10, 11. Portugal, it's pretty much mixed. There's a big community of black people who moved from Africa. And we have Nigerians, Angolians, is it?
Yes.
Yes. You don't know. There's just a very
I just
big
listened, I'm like,
community. It's very there's a lot of black people around, and I was just used to that. Moving here, back in 2010, when I went to school, I was pretty much the only black person in school, and I could see the eyes on me, not eyes of hate, but eyes of curiosity, possibly. And it was good for a certain amount of time, because people were coming up to me, people were being nice, but there was other people who made me feel uncomfortable and asked those uncomfortable questions. And to try to fit in, I would just brush it off and move on from that. But it's good now that in 2020 I'm seeing a big change. I'm seeing more black people around, people of color walking around, and even though we are going through the struggles that we are, I see that we can be all here together, and I like this. It's just bringing people together, and hopefully next time we're here there'll be more of us. There you go.
I know.
There you go.
We'll have a room full of them.
Bigger and better. Keep building. Oh.
But yeah, let's talk about queerness. Let's do this. I want to do that. When did you come out? If you mind me asking?
Yeah, well, I came out when I was like 16, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, 15, 16 just.
Okay.
That was kind of strange as well.
Strange.
It's a wee bit easier now. I'm sure we used to get it as well, the whole fetishization of...
Okay, fetishizing the black man. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then there's also the other side of the racist sort of, it's hard to explain. So there's the whole fetishization, trying to like call me stunning and you're really beautiful for a black guy, and can I see your BB?
That is it. You're stunning for a black guy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the first message.
Am I
is
just
always
a black guy?
Something black.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Hi, I'm Richard. Like, I'm also. I like music.
Would you like
and
to get to
TV
know me
and
first?
film. Like what?
Yourself? When?
I honestly wouldn't even know how to talk. No, genuinely, it's only really through meeting Richard that I'm like, whoa, this whole new world. And it's been the past couple of years where I've kind of been part of that, but don't really know where I slot in. And I think that comes back to race, because even at that, I don't know where I slot in.
We're not part of the LGBT community, even though we are. We're always kind of on the
you're
fringe.
always kind of on the outside.
Yeah.
When you look at it, wouldn't be without us.
I had somebody who's been an ally kind of throughout your life,
No, not even. Not throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
Even growing up, I'm sure he's dealt with racism in your parents and
Yeah.
white family.
Mm-hmm.
I recently had a conversation with my mum. She was just she said something racist, and I was like, "What did you just say?" She was
I
can't be racist. I have you. And I was all, just because you birthed me doesn't make you exempt to racism.
Yeah.
Devil,
Yeah.
stop.
I know.
I don't think I've ever grown up with an
Grew up
actual
with someone.
ally.
Yeah.
No, I think there's been ones that kind of, but have always let me down.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. My friends probably, not through my whole life, I agree, but definitely, approaching my teenage years, when I started to become a lot more vocal about, my race and, who I am. I've definitely met some really good friends, my friend Ben.
Yeah, I definitely think the group I'm in now is definitely more progressive, but we still have to handle racisms and different things amongst even the group. But I think people are a lot more open and willing to learn and willing to accept their own prejudice. And
I think that's really important. When people white people are willing to listen. Are willing to literally just sit there and listen
it's
to
still
your
exhausting,
experiences.
but it's makes life a little easier.
It does.
It does. I have friends who are able to sit down with their parents, who have told me that the parents have said, okay, I don't understand this, let's sit down and make me understand, and then I'll be able to maybe support you a wee bit better. Knowing that for a fact, I know that me and my mom or anyone from the side of my dad's family wouldn't be able to do that, because for them you just can't be black and be gay at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, and I'm made peace with that. But my mom, she's slowly getting used to it. She'll adhere to it, but until then, it's just baby steps to get there.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. You know, we still have a good relationship. Don't really talk to anyone from the side of my dad just because of that, but they know where to find me when they want to, if they want to. Apart from that is that the way they grew up in a whole different generation. They grew up in a whole different country and made by rules, and knowing that they have a gay son, knowing that my dad's a gay son, is not probably the top of his list, because he does have he has like, there's 5 of us, 4 other brothers, like, so he's now concentrating on them. He wasn't been present for my life, but I'm happy that he's present for theirs. And you know where to find me when if he wants to.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
I hope he like comes back and like realizes what he's messing out on. You know, like
I blame my people for it all anyway. In a different generation and stuff, but it is all just colonizers, like the way they've taught us and taught the black community and the way they've preached to us, and like if you look back through history, like we didn't have the same prejudice. It's from colonizers coming and putting their prejudice on us, their beliefs, rather than allowing us to exist and develop as our own people.
Yeah,
that's so true.
We're definitely lucky to be in this type of generation that most of us can sit down and probably talk and get a lot done through talking, while back in the day those things would be condoned and you shut your mouth or move on, brush it under the carpet and move on from it, and if you don't stop acting like this, you get thrown out or that's it.
That's so true. Like just on the subject of like colonizers, like I seen that like there was a recent article or something that was talking about how they're trying to remove Rule Britannia from the BBC proms because there's a line in it which refers to how the British will never be slaves, and obviously in light of the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, the BBC have deemed this as inappropriate. And there's a lot of like, you know, I seen like the Belfast Live or whatever like shared this post and they're like, no, they're trying to do away with our music, like no, why are you trying to do that? And I'm like, you know, if you can't understand how that is problematic, then what are you doing? You know,
it's like when they want to say the N-word and they're like, well, sure you can say it. Why do you want to die on this hill? Just let it go.
What I don't get is like, I saw a comment underneath one of, like, I think it was under BBC or Belfast Live or something like that, and someone had said, why are they trying to erase history? And I was thinking, but yous erased our history. Like, that's the whole point.
That's so true.
Like, that's the whole point of why people are bringing up things now, is because our great-great-grandparents, they were forgotten about. They were mistreated.
Where's their history?
We're continued, maybe not, I don't know, like, maybe not as bad as they were, but we're still being mistreated. We're not erasing history, we're trying to like bring it back up again for you to deal with it.
Exactly.
But the fact that they think that a line in a song or these bloody statues is their history is like, that's the problem. It's built on the back of
that. Why are you not ashamed of yourself?
Exactly. That is not a history to be proud of, especially if you're a person, you know, we are now, you know, a country or whatever with mixed people living here. We you know, there's not a lot of black people here, but there are still black people here, and you need to respect that. And if you think that, you know, of course that is part of your history that you want to protect, then you seriously need to have a fucking reality check.
Like, where are you from? And I'm speaking with a Derry accent. Where else could I be from? Where are you from?
Oh, are you in your holidays?
Where are you from?
Are you? Oh.
You look so exotic.
I know. That was one of the other ones as well.
Answer this question. Do you mean why am I brown?
That's it. I'm saying that.
I do all the time. Like, you ask them why am I brown? It's because I've got a brown dad. They're like, but where is he from? None of your business. I went into a shop recently, and the shopkeeper looked at me and was all, are you my name Samoans? And I was all, what? And he was all, no, you're just way tall like my name Samoans.
You're way tall,
you're taller than me. Samoans are brown? Like, I don't, what? And then he was like, oh no, you're just wild tall, and you're taller than me. And he just wouldn't grasp it.
Yeah.
And I just like, I didn't even take my change, I just left my money on the counter and left. Like, shocked.
And shocked at what just happened, yeah.
It's just a random thing, like, and I can't be like, spat in my face and call me the N-word, but it's like, I can't even
It's this assumption, do you know what I mean? It's this assumption that you have to be from somewhere else.
Yeah, you have
know?
to answer your questions. I just wanted milk.
I work in an hotel, so we get a lot of people from around the world. So there's always these elderly people who would come over. I would bring them the drink or their food, and they would be like, "Oh, so where are you from?" And I was like, "Okay, I was born and raised in Portugal, but where are you actually from?" And I was like, "Okay. Does that mean, are you asking me where my parents from? Are you asking me where I'm from? Because I just told you where I was born."
Asking where the British kidnapped my
Yeah, is that what you want to know? Because I don't have enough time to sit and explain everything. Because I'm sure you know
my family tree.
Do you want my family tree? That's actually really no fun. I can do that. I can
But even we don't know.
I just go get my family tree and
Yeah.
just explain everything right now to you.
Like, well, actually, I just did an ancestry thing. Just like you, I'm 13%. Well, what about those ancestry things? People love bragging about how fucking black they are, or how brown they are, or how related they are. Like, I'm 98.7% Irish, but I have 1.2% black in me, so you know.
Edward.
I remember I was outside the box, it was literally after a night out, and there's this guy, and he comes over to me and he's like, he's making small talk, and then he was like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, like literally just down the road." And he's like, "No, where are you really from?" We've all heard that, like, I know we all know.
It's not really from, it's really...
Where are you really from?
Really, where are you really from?
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
And then like his friend was like, "Mate, like don't get into that." And he's like, "No, like, where are your parents from?" And I just don't know how to deal with that. So I was like, "Oh, my dad's Jamaican, my mum's from here." And this is like so shocking, and like I just remember feeling so dumbfounded. He was like, "Welcome to my country."
Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick.
I have never been. Look at the faces.
I'm actually.
I have never
to be
been.
embarrassed, or it's just...
What is it?
Have you ever got
Yeah.
Your English is really good.
Your English.
Oh my gosh.
What? Of course, my English
First
is
language.
my first and only language.
I was asked in like my first or second week of secondary school if I needed somebody to come in and translate basically what I was saying before they'd even have a conversation with me. It was basically like, "Do you need somebody to talk for you?" And I was like, "No, I fucking don't. Like, I'm from here."
Oh.
It's actually so funny you said that, because it happened recently enough. I was like walking down the street, and it was all, "Welcome to Derry." I was like,
Thank you.
Like you just stepped off the plane. Oh god. Oh.
oh, geez.
It is crazy, but again, it comes down to that assumption, doesn't it? Like, it's mad. Like, see, like talking about like Belfast life, like I dive into those comments, especially when there's anything BLM related, race related, because I don't know, it's just the majority of the commenters are all white people that just haven't a clue.
And don't even have an opinion on the subject.
Exactly.
Back in your box, stay in your lane.
Exactly. But they're like, one that I seen recently was like, you know, I've no problem with black people, but like, you know, if you're coming into this country, you need to like abide by our kind of rules and learn our language. And I'm like, this is so ridiculous, because this post was like something totally different about how somebody was speaking about their own experiences with racism. And I was just like, that's really strange that that's how you view black people, as being somebody that comes from a different country, when a lot of us are born here and have been here our whole lives and have just as much right to be in this country as you do. But that's how you view people of colour, and that's how you view black people, as being from fucking somewhere else. You know.
Some exotic creature.
Exactly.
Not even like humans, just like a foreign object. It's like blown in. It's like we are actually from here, or even if we're not.
It's just here to answer your questions and be petted and be quiet and stuff.
Yeah.
Been told quite often that if you're not happy, just get out of my country. It's like doesn't make any sense. I work, I pay taxes, I contribute to the society, so why is this not my home?
When they're probably lying on the sofa, when they're
Not
taking a
working.
pee.
I used to tell anyone my hands are straight when they ask where I'm from. I say here, and go, where are you from? Ireland. And you go, well, look, this is my country, this is my land, I was born here and you'll never take it away from me.
Yeah.
Good. I feel like people just talk just for the sake of talking.
Yeah.
You know, just say it's all for the crack. And saying no, it's not funny. Did that mean any harm? Like even actually 2 days ago, I was working in the bar and there was this family just sitting around and getting drunk. So it was 11 o'clock and they were still there. They've been there since 5 o'clock, drinking away, all of them, and they made a joke about Black Lives Matter, BLM, and they all started laughing. And then the first thing they all did was look at me.
Right.
Just turn around, look at me. And that's when I was like, you know what? This is my bar, because I was just the only person right there at the moment. Guys, last round, I need you to go. If you are going to be disrespectful like that, didn't get out.
Yeah.
And they all just got up and left.
Oh,
Didn't even
yes.
apologize, didn't even
That was kind of
apologize.
good though, at least it,
Yeah.
like, why are you being so
Yeah.
negative? You know, we
No.
were just addressing
They were all
racism.
at that point that, oh, we have a wee bit of drink in us, it's just best. We know what we said, they know what they said, because they all looked at me
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
same time, and they were like, shh, just keep it down. But after that, I was just like, you know what, you've been here for a while, you've been drinking away, you spend your money, now please just get out. Because that's the tipping point where if they start making those jokes, that more can come. And I was just at that point, long shift, I was just like, I'm not up to dealing with this right now. So they just left.
That's it. In all those situations, we do have to sort of decide whether it's worth it, you know, whether it's worth our trauma. Because once you address it, then we get called the negative ones, we get called the angry ones, or why are you saying this, or why are you bringing to this negative energy when you're the one that did the stuff.
Yeah.
You're the one that did the bad racist things to me, and I'm just telling you, and now you're trying to gaslight me and say it's all my fault because you're racist.
Yeah.
That's like, oh
Yeah.
my god. Have you ever been called aggressive?
Oh my god, all the time. Unapproachable,
Especially the past few
aggressive.
months,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aggressive, passive aggressive.
Exactly.
Why is it standing up for yourself is
When I
condoned
told
as
everyone
aggressive?
I couldn't wear dreads or braids anymore, everyone just made me out to be some aggressive, angry black man. I was supposed to have bullied the whole drag community in Northern Ireland.
Harassment.
Me, myself, I harassed them all. You know what? I am glad because I'm living in them bitches' heads rent free.
I know, there you go.
You know what I mean? Let me harass the tennies.
Yeah.
Picture if I tried. One statement actually really sticks with me. It's these are lucky black people are only asking for equality and not revenge. Because when we start looking for
That's
revenge,
a very
we
good
all-
point.
Well,
Very good point.
I am looking for revenge.
Well,
Revenge
We're on.
My mom has always said, my father has always said that we forgive but not forget.
Yeah.
It's the thing that it's in the past, but you always look out for the people who are in the room, for the atmosphere, for who's making you feel comfortable and uncomfortable, and then you from that you lead the situation. If there's someone who's not comfortable with you in the room, you get out, or they can get out. You address it to them. And my grandmother always said, be better or not bitter, and just get yourself out of a situation like that. And I always try to be as less aggressive because I don't want to be seen as an aggressive person. I don't want to be seen, but as recently things have escalated, you need to stand up, because if you don't stand up for yourself, no one is going to.
That's so true. I feel like, you know, just being, you know, even being gay or being black, you literally, as soon as you speak out, if somebody says something inappropriate to you, it's deemed as being too political or too controversial, when really this is just our lives. This is the reality. This is something that we face on a regular basis.
It's uncomfortable for you. Imagine how comfortable it is for us.
Yeah.
Like, it's to address these things and even address them in a room full of white people, like it's such an undertaking. And like just on that note, I just want to thank you guys for coming here, speaking, sharing your experience,
Thank you.
doing this. It's not for the white people, it's just for the black community.
This is for everyone out there
Yeah.
that is hearing us, who is black, who is gay, lesbian, bi, trans, anyone. There, you have a voice, and it needs to be heard.
Definitely, you're 100%.
Yeah, we are getting close to time now. Does anyone want to chat about anything before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you so much to you, Richard, for
Yes.
like having us here and for organising this whole thing and just doing such a great job, because it's been really nice to do something like this for a change and actually talk to people that are similar to me, and it's really nice and really kind of comforting. So thank you for that. You're a superstar.
Thank you.
Don't cry.
This is hopefully too many sections. Hopefully we'll have more sections like this.
Yeah, guys, keep
A
our
podcast.
chat
You know what?
Let's do it.
Keep it
I
popping.
know.
I'll get on these to organise a wee meet up. And
We'll go out for tracks. Hope he's on track that way.
He's moving down to Belfast, please.
Oh, great!
I was telling these guys I'm living, so you can come stay with
Oh,
me.
brilliant. I'll bring my suitcase. Thank you.
Yeah, will we wrap up?
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks to everyone for watching and listening to us, being a part of this panel and hearing our words. And if you want to share and be involved, jump in the comments. I might pop in and say hello to some of yous. But yeah, bye. See ya. Thank you.
Thank you.